Hey crocheters! So it's been another week. I've had a little bit of time to crochet, not tons, but anyway, it's been pretty good. One of the really good things that happened, I was able to reschedule the interview with Terry of the Yarn Joy podcast, and so thankfully she did that again, and it went well. Had a little bit of like a mishap earlier in the week where for some reason our internet just died, and so we had to get that fixed. So there was a little bit of like, I'm sorry, we can't do it this day, we need to reschedule. Anyway, it's done. I even got it edited, so we are like set in that sphere. I also got the Chubby sheep pattern all written up and sent out to testers, so that was exciting, along with secret project pattern number 1. So yeah, that's super thrilling for me. On the secret project front, I finished secret project number 2 version 2, and honestly not very happy with it. I'll probably have to do another one, so that's too bad. Some patterns just take a lot of iterations. But back to the Chubby sheep. I got some like luxurious, like really nice, like a hank of yarn, 2 actually. So I got these 2. Sorry, did not mean to like flip you guys off with just my middle finger in the skein of yarn. So I've got these 2, and I'm hoping to get 2 projects out of them, two chubby animals. We will see. It's a Plymouth Bay yarn. It's sold at my local yarn shop, the Village Yarnery, and it's interesting. So a couple, I guess, thoughts on it. I love how like soft and fluffy it is, and I'm working on the Chubby sheep. I'm just making another one for myself. Actually, not for myself, probably to keep in the Village Yarnery store, where I can then sell the patterns through Ravelry, probably. Just have these as an example, and then when people can see the animals, they'll be like, oh, I want to make that. Let me buy the pattern. So that would be exciting. Anyhow, so on Plymouth Bay's website, they say that this is a super bulky yarn, which is the gauge of Bernat blanket, but it's working up bigger. So like if you look at the hind ends, this is my, the standard Chubby sheep. And this one, I mean, I've only got rows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm on row 5. And it's definitely bigger. Like, I don't know if it's going to be huge, like it's going to be a massive difference, but like there's just more volume to it. And so like the bobbles are actually a little bit fluffier. But at the same time, so are the in-between stitches, the single crochets. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think it will be cute. Another thing that I'm realizing, and I realized this because in my interview with Elise at at Les Petites Saint Crochet. Sorry, my brain is moving a little slow. We talked a little bit about like caring for your hands and longevity of crocheting. And that interview will be going up in the beginning of September. Probably like the first Tuesday in September. Anyhow, and she was talking about how cotton yarn is what she used to like strictly crochet with, and that because it doesn't have any elasticity to it, it's actually harder on your wrists and your fingers and your elbows, and can give you like some tendonitis or carpal tunnel. And so working with this yarn, I am realizing that it's harder, like there isn't like any give in it, which I didn't really think about there being, stretch or give in Bernat blanket yarn, but there's a tiny bit, and that tiny bit just makes it a little bit easier to work with. So On this project, I have to take it a little bit slower. Making this version of the Chubby sheep, I just have to work a little slower and a little bit more, I don't know, with a little more grace. I don't know if that makes any sense. And another thing I learned from Elise at Les Petites Saint Crochet was that it's a good idea to like ice your hands, your wrists after a lot of crocheting, which I have done a little bit of now, which I thought was brilliant, and it has, I don't know, I think it's been helping me. So little tip for you. And if you guys miss it here, we'll talk about it in the interview, which will be up in September. So that's exciting. Other things that have happened this week for crocheting. Oh, and so the reason why we're pointing toward my computer is so I could talk to you guys a little bit about this. So I have started working on the fleece for the lion. So right here I've got the lion foot, the big one, the lion front foot, and then this would be the ears. So I'm trying, I wanted to show you guys, I mean, it's not the easiest to see, but I wanted to show you guys because, I don't know, it's important to document. It's also important to know that like people go through a lot of iterations of what they're doing and how things turn out. So this is just going to be my attempt number one. I haven't had a chance to like actually print this off and start crocheting into it, so I don't have any progress to show on the lion today. But it's an important part of the process is just trying, just saying, all right, I think this will work, and giving it a go. On the deer, I've done some more work, but I crocheted and tore out and crocheted and tore out, and so I really don't have any progress to show. But that's just another part of the process. Just, you know, attempting and failing and attempting and failing. I was working on the legs, and on the first version where I made 3 of the legs and I didn't finish the other one, those legs were fine. They weren't fantastic, but they were fine. But because what I needed to do when I made the second version was I knew I needed to make the body a little bit longer and a little bit deeper. If I try and put those exact same legs that worked okay for the very first version of the deer on the second version, they're way too small. Like this, the proportion is awful. So it's just a bunch more trial and error. So that's kind of the update for this week. I'm sorry, it's not maybe the most exciting to show, but hopefully I will, you know, because this week has been so much trial and error, hopefully next week I'll have more exciting things to show. There will be more success and less failure, but you know, you got to go through this part first. So that's what I've got for today. Anyway, take care. I will talk to you guys again soon, and stay tuned for the interview with Terry at the Yarn Joy podcast coming on Tuesday. Talk to you guys later.